Hey loves, welcome back to another fashion designer lifestyle video. I am your host, KeAmbra Nequal, and in today's video I will be showing you guys how to sew a French seam. Today's video is inspired by those who does not own a serger but owns a sewing machine, typically like all of us fashion designers do. This strategy is going to help elevate your garments and also just helps you get a clean inseam finish without using that rough, ugly zigzag stitch that really typically make your inseams just look worse. Like, I hated it. Like, when I first used to use the zigzag stitch feature on my sewing machine, I hated it. I'm sorry, I did. I used to be like, oh, this just look even worse than what I did. Like, it doesn't look like a surgery. It doesn't look well off, like well finished, and it doesn't look professional, and it doesn't even look close to having a serger. So I was like, oh no, I gotta find another way. I gotta find another way to execute this. This is really the best way to execute your garments without using a serger, because even I feel like a serger does not mount up to a French seam. Like, they do not go hand in hand. It's really, a French seam is really not an alternative. Darn, someone called me. A French seam is really not an alternative to a serger. I feel like when you're comparing a serger to a French seam, baby, a serger is down here and a French seam is up here, okay? So you do not need a serger. Like, for those people who feel like, oh, I need a serger for my clothes to look professional or to look good, baby, no. What you want to amount up to is the French seam. Like, you want to have your garments to look good in the inside. You want to see no seams. Like, a French seam is typically a seam that is sewn twice, encasing the raw edges, and it creates a clean finish. And normally this is used on items that are not lined, such as like blouse, cardigans, and lightweight woven material that is loose weave that can easily ravel and fray. That's what I love it for. My cardigan. This was actually the first garment that I executed with a French seam. And when I tell you, this material frays so bad, y'all, this material frays so bad. But I've been having this 2016. This is from 2016. 2016, I just told y'all how bad this material ravels, and look how long lasting it is. Like, literally, it looks very, very good. I mean, look, I put this in the washing machine several times, and look how the hook and eyes has came apart, but the seam has not come apart because I used the French seam. And look how clean that looks. This will cause less irritation to the skin, and you see how this actually makes your garments way more durable and long lasting than typically a serger or, yeah, using the zigzag stitch feature on your sewing machine. Okay, so before we get into the video, make sure you hit that like button, and if you are new, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because you are going to love it here, love. And welcome to the family for all my new subscribers. I love you. Thank you so much for your genuine love and support. And now let's get into the video. Okay, so first we're going to mark which side is our right side of the fabric and which side is our wrong side of the fabric. So the right side of the fabric, we're going to put an R. So there's an R there, there's an R on this side, and on the wrong side we're going to put a W. So there's a W there and W there. Normally with sewing we do right sides together, but this time with the French seams you are going to pin wrong sides together. So the right side is going to be on the outside. All right, as we can see, we have our wrong sides together pinned. We have our wrong sides facing together. If you're practicing this and you would just like to mark your seam allowance, we normally do a 1/2 inch seam allowance, but mostly commercial patterns use 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. So we are going to use 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. Even though I know exactly what 5/8 of an inch looks like when I sew, I just want to just go ahead and do that just for the sake of this video. Okay, so we have our 5/8 of an inch seam allowance just marked so that we can know exactly, okay, this is where we at. Okay, so we have our right sides on the outside where we'll be sewing the seam. And I'm gonna use a black stitching just so that we can actually see, so you can see everything. So first we are going to sew 1/4 of an inch on the right side, So 1/4 of an inch. So oh yeah, then one thing, look, if you always feel as if your thread is getting caught as soon as you start sewing, make sure you put your hands on your 2 pieces of thread, your 2 hanging thread, the thread that's hanging off. Pull your fabric through. Make sure you pull your fabric through the threshold. And that'll give it a little help and a little tug. Okay. And you want to lift your sewing foot up. Okay, so this is what right sides of your fabric should look like. Okay, so now we're going to fold it over. We're now right sides together. What we typically and normally sew how we typically and normally sew our seam allowance. So now we're going to fold over and right sides will be together. All right. And then you want to make sure that you give this a good press so that it can be even, so that the seams can be even here. Now we're going to take it over to our sewing machine and sew down a casing of 3/8 of an inch. Alright, so this is what it should look like once you're done. You're gonna open it up and your seam should look like this, and you can press your seams off to one side, whichever one you want. So it will be just like this. This is what the right side of the fabric will look like. See how clean that is? You don't see any raw edge. It looks very, very clean, very nice, very upscale, I mean elevated. This is what you typically want to look for in garments when you are shopping for a blouse, or even if you're just looking to get inspiration on how to make garments better, or how to elevate your garments. This is what you typically want to look for in non-lined items or non-lined garments. Nice, right? Alright guys, so this concludes our video. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and give me a thumbs up if you feel like this video was impactful to your sewing journey. And also make sure, if you are new, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this, or just fashion content period, because that's what we do here on this channel. And beloved, before we get out of here, I pray that you may prosper in everything that you do and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. May God bless you, and I will see you guys in the next video. Shalom.